Hello everyone, welcome to Educare 247. This is the second lecture of descriptive question series. You must be aware that RBI has introduced descriptive section in economic and social issues and FM paper. 50% of these paper will be descriptive in nature. In our second lecture, we are discussing Atmanirbhar Bharat and export policy. Export and import policy is the part of economic syllabus. If you will see the economic syllabus under globalization, export and import policy is mentioned. So this topic is very important for your upcoming RBI Grade B 2021 examination. Let us discuss what type of questions can be asked in descriptive section. I have analyzed the previous year paper, and in my understanding, five type of questions can be asked in descriptive paper. The first question type will be short and long notes. They can give one topic like fiscal deficit and they can ask you to write a short note. They can give you topic like inflation and they can ask you to write a long notes. They can ask something like that, define inflation and discuss the different type of inflation. So this kind of question can be asked. The second type question will be difference based question. They can give you topic like write the difference between CPI and WPI, write the difference between FPI and FDI. So these are part of your syllabus, so they can ask the difference type question. They can ask you to write the difference between primary market and secondary market. So this kind of question is expected. The third kind of question will be region based question. They can ask you to write a reason, exact reason why manufacturing sector is not growing in India. Write the reason. So something like that. Why Indian market is booming, write the reason. Indian stock market is booming, something like that. Why inflation was high in last 1 year. So something like that, that region based question can be asked. The fourth kind of question will be statement explanation. So they can pick a statement from any important reports or budget or economic survey and they can ask you to elaborate. So in this video we'll be discussing one statement based question. That time you'll understand how you have to write the statement based question. The fifth kind of question will be analysis or view based questions. Here they can ask you something or to write your own view, something like that. Why do you think Indian skill development program is not working, something like that. Why do you think India has the inequality? So here you have to write your own view, may not be the official view or may not be the government data, but your own view should be presented there. You can take stats from the government data or any report, but you should present in your own view manner. So these five type of questions can be asked under the descriptive section. You have to tune your preparation accordingly. In our courses we'll be adding the descriptive question answer section. If you want, you can subscribe our courses. We'll be providing 100 plus ESI questions and we'll be providing 100 plus finance and management question in our courses. If you need our courses, you can visit our website educare247.com and you can subscribe to the courses. This is the question. The government's export policy rooted in Atmanirbhar Bharat needs a robust and effective strategy aimed at improving export competitiveness for it to be successful. Analyze. So basically you have to talk about challenges of exporters, why India's export is not competitive and what government should do to improve the export, how India's export can be competitive in the world. So this is very important question and it is the part of your syllabus. So these kind of questions are expected in descriptive section. Now introduction, how you have to start. Basically you have to link the export strategy and government initiative. That will be your introduction. So recently government has introduced production linked incentive for manufacturing and that is the part of Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. So basically if this will be improved, then definitely exporters will be benefited because they have multiple challenges. In next slide we are going to talk about the challenges. So introduction should be linkage between exports or exporters challenge and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. So this should be your start, right? Let us talk about the challenges faced by India's export sector. Many a times we have seen that government try to support the exporters by subsidy based incentive scheme, but these schemes are non-compliant by WTO. These schemes have been challenged in WTO. Many a times government has appealed against the ruling of WTO but still we have seen that this is not helping our exporters. Now what government has done, they have started a new scheme called remission of duties and taxes on export products. Under this scheme, they are refunding the value added tax and other fuel based tax that is not the part of GST to the exporters. But this amount is very less. It is no way comparable to old subsidy based incentive scheme. So basically our exporters are facing challenge in terms of fund because they may not be the competitive because they have to pay lots of taxes and government is not able to refund those taxes. So that is the first challenge. Second challenge is, in India we are dependent on intermediate and agricultural exports, but due to COVID and all, we are not able to get many intermediate product and we are not able to send our agricultural products to outside. So they have the problem, and also we are facing challenges from our competitors because Vietnam, Bangladesh, they are emerging as a new exporters and they are providing quality goods at lower prices. So that challenges also our exporters are facing. Another challenge our export sector is facing is related to small units. In India, total 6.33 crore MSME unit is unincorporated. They are not regulated by the government, so they have the quality issues as well, and they employ almost 11 crore person, and it is responsible for half of the exports. But they have the quality challenges because they are not following the government's rules and regulation. They are not the part of our incorporated system, so that is the challenge. Now our exporters is left with very less order, but they have unit set up, their fixed cost is not changing, but they are not receiving the fresh cash. In that case, if they will not have the new order, they might get shut down or they will face huge economic losses. So these are the challenges for export sector. The another challenge our export sector is facing related to workforce. Because of lockdown, many people, many workforce return to their hinterlands, their hometown. Now they are coming back, but still the production unit is not fully operational. This is the challenges they are facing. Even if they will return, it will take some time to revive. Market is also not responding in a way they should be. Slowly economy is picking. Many people are saying that we have V-shaped recovery, but still it will take some time. Another thing is employment remuneration has been reduced because our export owners or the export company owners have to pay to their people, but they don't have the order and the cash flow. That's why they are paying less to their employees, and that is another challenge. Let us see some more challenges related to export sector. They have cash flow constraint, they are not getting the new order, and their profitability is going down, it is declining because of competitiveness. So that is the another challenge. Another challenge is supply chain disruption because of COVID pandemic. Many world economy and the many places we are not able to export, and also we are not able to import the intermediate good and many goods required for the exports. So these are the challenges our export sector is facing. Now government has to think innovatively to tackle these challenges and to solve the challenges and help the exporters. Educare 247 has multiple courses for RBI Grade B. We have comprehensive course, we have crash course, we have mentorship course for FM and ESI. You can use the coupon code RBI45 to get the discount of 45% on comprehensive course and mentorship course. According to your need, you can subscribe to the courses. Let us talk about some important measures. The first important measure is government should create a strategic plan. They should identify the sectors where India can be competitive, where India has the advantage, and government should focus on these sectors. Some sectors which is labor intensive and value added, high value added sectors, their government should give the cash, it should be prioritized. Another thing the government can do is non-financial measures they can take. They can reduce the regulatory burden. They can help companies to get skilled workforce. They can help in terms of R&D, logistical supports. They can provide technology and market support. This is non-financial measures. It's not only about cash. If these things will be provided to small exporters, it will really help. Something related to financial measures. such as accelerated depreciation benefit, credit support can be provided. In India, there is no unified body to market India's good. We have multiple bodies like Export Promotion Council, we have Chambers of Commerce, we have industry body, but they are not unified. They don't have synergy, they don't have unified vision, and that is the challenge. India should have a body that is a single body and that should directly report to our Prime Minister, and they can identify and they can assign the export related targets, and that will be useful. So these kind of measures can be taken to improve our export sector. Two economists has published a paper called Survey of Literature on Successful Strategies and Practice for Export Promotion by Developing Countries. In that paper, they have said that the countries which is working closely with the government departments and private exporters are more successful in exports. So what India can do, India can assign every department an export officer or like export support officer or communication officer which will directly deal with different departments to boost the exports, and every department can be given some targets to improve the exports and it can be reviewed annually, then our overall export will boost. At the end you have to conclude your answer. In conclusion, you have to write some positive thing, you have to give some suggestion like government can think beyond export incentive scheme and they can innovate their policies. Some measures you can suggest like interest free working capital, it will help in terms of cover the wages, rental, utilities. They can be exempted from PFs, extension of pre and post shipment credit for 90 to 180 days on their maturity, extension of interest subsidy benefit. So these kind of suggestion you can provide in your conclusion. And now you can write at the last sentence, self sufficiency may be commendable target, but India's goal should be to be leader in the world, because without robust export we cannot imagine the growth. So this way you can write the answer and this kind of answer will give you good marks. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, like, share and comment and subscribe to Educare 247. Thank you and happy learning.